Hello, hello, guys. Welcome to Elegant Conversation with Jacqueline Valdez. I'm super excited and super honored to have today's guest. So we are going to be talking about stand out from the crowd, and he was a celebrity stylist. He now is an author, and we are going to be talking about his journey in helping others stand out from the crowd and his other people that he's helped stand out. So let's welcome to the show, Mr. Darius Bradley. So excited.
Good evening. Good evening. What's going on with you? Hello.
Hello, hello. So happy to see you again. So just a quick little tidbit to the viewers is we actually met through My Second Family, She Magazine, shout out. So I had the honor of interviewing you prior, and I'm so honored to have you here on my show today.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. We spoke about this about I think a month ago, and so I knew that this date was coming, and so I wanted to give you a really good interview today.
Yes, I love it so much. So tell me about your journey and tell me about how it all began.
Yeah, so I started when I was 19 years old in the music industry. I started. I went to NGIT. It's a school in Newark, New Jersey, and then I later transitioned into Hot 97 internship. And from there, I went to go intern at Warner Brother Records, Atlantic Records, and Universal Attractions.
Yeah.
So, I've had a lot of experiences by interning and just getting as much knowledge as I can, to set me up for, moments like this so I'm able to share my story and talk to other interns who've been through, a lot worse things possibly than me. So
I love it so much. And I love how you are so open and you are willing to, want to help guide other people and show them the ropes from your journey that you've been through.
yeah, you can learn a lot from other people's experiences, so I've learned a lot in 8 years just off of just watching other people and seeing how they move and seeing the decisions that they make. So when it's my time to shine, I'm able to draw back from those experiences and make the right decision.
I love that. And I love that, everyone else can shine. Everyone can shine. You don't have to dim someone else's light in order to shine.
And that's a huge statement that you said, because a lot of people out there don't really understand that, and they like to make it harder for other people who want to be successful. But
Yeah.
people don't understand the real win is in, helping someone else win. And then, it all stays within that circle and you just keep getting bigger. But, that's human nature, right?
Yes, yes, that's so true. I actually just talked with David Meltzer and recently, and he is so huge on, spreading that light and shining that light. And I love that there's so many incredible people that you're surrounded by and that I've been surrounded by that are really wanting to put light onto the world and make a difference and help inspire others and teach others.
Yeah. That's just you hit the nail on the head. Inspire others.
Yeah.
While you're inspiring others, do some actionable things to help them, instead of just inspiring them. See if you can help someone, out of that bunch, 2 or 3 people. But
Yeah.
just do something instead of just talking and help somebody.
Yeah.
That's the big win.
I agree. Definitely. The big win is really action.
Yeah, action. And I've started a lot of actions. The theme of the interview is stand out from the crowd. And
Yes.
so, I had to do a lot of action things, instead of just talking. And so I'm a person that just finishes and gets things done. So
I
that's
love it.
I'm really excited to just talk about how to stand out from the crowd.
Yes. So how do you, what is a tip that you would give someone to, where would they even begin?
Right. So, like I said, a lot of people learn from their experiences. So I'm gonna just share one of my experiences in 2011. I finally got an internship at Warner Brother Records, and I wanted to stand out from the other interns. This was my livelihood. I left Indiana for the purpose to become an executive at a record label. And so
Okay.
the first thing that I did when I was downstairs, because I went to intern from Tuesday to Thursday, and that was from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Wow.
3 days a week. And I would have to come in from Newark, New Jersey, or Metuchen, New Jersey, into the city. And then I would have to be tired while I come in. But then I said, no, I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna go to CVS and I'm gonna grab some candies and stuff. I bought like multiple bags of candy. And
Uh-huh.
I brought to my desk. I wanted that desk to be my desk. So even if the other interns came, they know that that was my mark. I was interning 3 days a week. And so for 3 months, I would just do that every Tuesday. I would purchase candy and put different candy there. And then that started a conversation with different executives and different, assistants who worked there. And so by doing that, I stood out from the crowd on top of my work ethic.
Wow. That's so cool. So it's like one little thing that you do, but it's obviously a big thing that you're doing. It can make such a difference and I guess spark conversation.
Yeah, yeah, and especially when you work in a like the music industry, you work in a people driven business, and you have to be smart. Like that one little thing about bringing candy to my desk. You know how big that is.
Yeah.
For 3 months I did that, and so even when I missed the day, like if I missed getting it on Tuesday, they're like, "Oh, well, where's the candy at?" That still started to spark the conversation. So I
Wow.
was always around different departments, from the video department, marketing department, A&R department. I was all over the place.
Wow, that's so cool. I love that story. And it's so true how, you just being thoughtful and being purposeful with an action that you're doing to stand out.
Yeah, and that's what it comes down to. And I learned a lot. Exactly, I learned a lot from the people, my mentors, and people who just led by example. They didn't necessarily say do this, but they led by example. And so I watched a lot of people. Like, I am a learner. I'm a student of the game, and so one of those things that you want to do to stand out from the crowd is learn from the people who are around you, and make sure that the 5 people that are around you will reflect who you want to become.
Oh, I love that. Oh my God, that's such an incredible tip. I am
Yeah.
going to sit down tonight and think about my main 5 people. And, I am a huge believer in you should be inspired and you should feel good energy with the people you're around for sure.
Yeah, they influence you. And so
Yes.
I was around a certain set of people for a very long time. And
Right.
and I took all of their habits, good and bad. And so now, and then when you realize that you've taken the good and you've taken the bad, because it's going to come along with it, but then you have to realize what are the bad habits that you took from those relationships, and figure out how to flush them out. So one of the things that I do, also to stand out from the crowd, is
Right.
I write everything down. I document everything. And so even when I'm writing down to flush out even all the bad habits that I've learned, from the past,
Right.
that's helped me stand out from the crowd, because I'm doing something that's not even in the public eye to stand out from the crowd. I'm just writing out the different things that I need to flush out from those 5. But you're always going to have bad and good from the 5 people.
Oh my God, these are incredible tips. I love it. I love it. You are giving such an awesome interview here. This is so inspiring. You told me.
And a lot of this comes from me not really speaking much. I was a celebrity assistant for 5 years. And so I was basically a human lock. As a celebrity assistant, you're not supposed to talk to people really. You're supposed to be with your client, you're supposed to be with the team, and you're supposed to work. And so I gained a lot of knowledge just by off of those 5 years. And so now I'm able to share everything, on top of not even being an assistant or being in the entertainment industry for the last 4 years. I haven't been in the entertainment industry. I've
Wow.
been just, working on me and getting me right, because I have been focused on other people, pushing other people's lives forward and helping them, stand out from the crowd.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's so huge. It's like you said, you didn't really have as much of a voice, and now your voice is huge. And now it's like, okay, time to focus on yourself and push yourself forward and, give words of advice to other people too, which is really incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to get my I started journaling recently, and I've been trying to keep more note taking, but now you've inspired me to actually be more thoughtful in my writing process and writing stuff down, bad and good.
Yeah. And I'll share with you one thing that I do in the morning every day. You have to take 10 minutes. It's so easy, out of 24 hours in a day, 10 minutes in the morning to write down your thoughts. Anything in your head, just write it down for 10 minutes. Someone told me that, and I've been doing
Okay.
it. So it just opens your mind. It gets everything out. So then you can always go back, and also make sure you date it. And you can always go back to date everything. I date everything. That's why I'm able to do what I'm doing, in terms of releasing a book.
Wow, that's so exciting. Yes. So the book, when is it being released? We need to know. We need to know.
Yeah, no, that's the big question. I know everybody, who's interested in it, they're waiting for that. And I'm a perfectionist, and I have to make sure it's done right, and it's going to be released at the time that I want it to be released. So we're looking, we're still on track. And I'm going, and when the time is right, I'm going to share the date, because I can't wait to share it. I've been working on this book for 2 years,
Yes.
and I'm going to release it when it's right. And I'm not going to release it on no one else's time but my time.
I love that. That's so true. It's so good that you're really just sticking to your vision and sticking to your truth.
Yeah, and you should never allow anyone to, even if the public is just pushing you to, put something out, they want you to put something out to appease them, right? But you can't go around appeasing everybody. You need to make sure that it's right. So when you're in the kitchen and you're bringing out that hot plate of food, it's ready to go and it's hot, right? It can't be warm, because if it's warm, they're gonna be like, all right, put that back in the microwave, put that back in the oven. They're not going to be ready for my book. So I'm going to make sure that it's hot and it's ready. I'm reading it right now.
I love it. And it's so true because, I think a lot of people are scared to do something like that because, oh, it might be selfish, but it's not. It's your baby, it's your project. You want to put your whole heart into it and you want to give the best that you can to it.
Back to your point about that,
Yes.
fear is one of the things that will stop people from standing out from the crowd, right?
Yep.
The fear of putting your truth out there, putting whatever you want to put out there. People are scared to open up. And because of that, they don't stand out from the crowd. You can't be afraid to have another human attack you or say whatever they're going to say about you and judge you. At the end of the day, if they are not paying any of your bills, why does it matter what they believe? They're
Amen.
gonna follow you. They're gonna keep paying attention to you regardless, because they're talking about you.
Yeah.
You have to keep moving forward, and that's how you stand out from the crowd. I'm doing it right now. With this book.
Yeah.
I have to take my time, and I'm going to stand out from the crowd because I'm going to put this book out that I've been working on for 2 years.
I love it so much. I'm so excited. And I love watching your journey and just watching how things have been growing for you and how you've just been inspiring others, with your voice and stuff. It's been really beautiful to watch.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that.
Yes, of course. And it's so true, standing out from the crowd. Fear is such a huge thing that a lot of people are scared of. And you can't be afraid to hear things from other people and be influenced by other people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they're going to continuously do that. The people attack people help people. That's a part of life. Get over it. Get over yourself.
Yeah.
That's one of the first things, and cut out the emotions. Emotional people are not going to stand out from the crowd. You have to be calm, you have to be relaxed and deliver what you're trying to do, because that is what's going to get you ahead from standing out from the crowd.
Yeah, that's so true. That's such great advice. Because myself, I have realized that I've had to step away from some of my emotions. I'm a very emotionally passionate, driven woman. And sometimes I have to put my emotions aside and think, okay, this is business. This is work. This is the vision. This is what I'm going for. And, kind of separate those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And don't take things personal. Like you just said, you don't take things personal because you're able to decipher if, this is a personal type of relationship, if this is a business relationship, or if this is just my family relationships. You have to just be, you have to be intentional with each relationship and each, communication that you have with different people, because you never know who can, break you to the next level to help you, again, stand out from the crowd.
That's so true. That's so true. And it's so crazy because a story with me really quick with the show that I have now. In the beginning, when I first started, I had people that told me I was never going to be able to do a show and it was going to be too difficult and challenging and it's too different. And I thought, okay, just watch.
Why do you think those people said that?
I really don't know. I don't know if it had to do with some jealousy or if it had to do with something with them and their, plans and their dreams not coming forth. But I, had to separate emotionally, like you said, and not take it personal and realize this is what I'm doing. This is my vision. This is my dream, and it's going to happen.
Yeah. So see, and it had nothing to do with you. It
Yeah.
was just them running their mouths, putting their insecurities off on you because they can't do it, right?
Yeah.
They always put their insecurities off on the next person because they fear what they see. They don't want you to be big. They don't want you. They want to, bring you down to where they are, and then you not level up,
Yeah.
right? That's the human nature. Again, human nature, and,
Yeah.
and you're continuously going. You have back-to-back interviews today.
Yes.
You plan for it. You're ready to transition to the next interview because
Yes.
you've game planned. And so that's, I see everything that you're doing, especially with the pole dancing and everything is,
Thank
it's a sharp brand. And so those people have to see that and they don't like it. They may come back and say, oh, I support you now, let them support you. And then, understand that what they said, you have to believe them the first time.
That's true. That's true. And like you said, level up, I feel like there's a certain point when you are starting to go in the right path and you are starting to do your vision and you are standing out from the crowd, you start to go to the next level and you level up.
Yeah. No one wants you to level up before them. That's just what it is, and that's social media for you. Everyone's living their lives on social media, but if you knew half of the people on social media, you know that not everybody's doing the best. Everybody only shows you their best. I say Instagram is like more so like a highlight reel.
Yeah, that's true. That's so very true. So you have also helped other people that have stood out. So tell me about that journey.
Yeah, so I've worked with multiple people. I've helped so many people. I've helped a person get on a feature film. I've helped people, figure out how to get over their crisis, and these people have all shaped me, and they're all successful people. So I was around successful people, so I understand the formula and what it takes to be successful. So, and we're going to talk about, standing out from the crowd, especially with the clients that I worked with. One in particular, Rotimi, if everybody knows him more as better as Dre from Power. It was working with him for 5 years was definitely rewarding because I learned so much from just seeing him and how he acted and how he moved and making decisions, and not all decisions were the best, and so
Right.
one example, me and his manager, we had to really figure out how to get him to the next level. And so for years we were trying to appease a certain group of people where we would want him to be commercial. How they say commercial crossover. So you want to do like E-News, you want to do, TMZ, you want to do all those fun things. And
Yeah.
that's what we're doing, but it wasn't working, right? And so things didn't go as planned. And so, that's another thing. Things may not go to plan when you first start out. You have to figure it out. And so we had to figure it out in 2014 when all of that came crashing down.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's true because I myself have, kind of dealt with that too, some kind of like hiccups and then having to like revamp, rebrand and change things. And you have to let that happen.
Yeah. Well, and back to the point, 2014, we had to figure it out when we got on the show Power. When we had Power, that's a different audience, right? Power is an urban audience. And so that wasn't our scene. But at the time, we had a single called Lotto, which helped us transition into that field. And so then we helped him basically stand out from the crowd, with a single, getting on Power. Next thing you know, he's blown up, right? And so from there, he just keeps going.
Nice.
Strategy behind what we do. People behind the scenes, we make sure that we help our clients stand out from the crowd. Credit or not, we know what we did, right? We never need validation from a client, right? It's all in our work. It's all in our past experiences. And so I don't go around bragging about what I've done, right? You just put them in a position to win, and then they keep going.
Wow.
And that's how you stand up from the crowd.
Wow. Yeah, I was going to ask because once you have made your way, standing out, how do you stay standing out?
Well, it's 2020 right now. So if you see Rotimi right now, he's very successful, right? He's taken he's taken the steps that we've given him and he's, built more steps. You have to be creative. You have to put people around you who can help you level up even more, right? And so, sometimes those people who started with you may not be the one to help you level up, but sometimes those people can be the ones to help you level up. You just have to figure out in your mind what's the right decision, and the right decision could also be the wrong decision. You just never know. You have to go by, you just have to go off of faith. And a lot of people, I move based off faith.
Yeah. I love that so much. Level up, everyone. This is the time.
Yeah.
This is the time to definitely do it. That's so exciting. So what other exciting things do you have coming up for you?
Well, everything is just centered around this book right now.
Yeah.
That's the game plan, is putting this book out and changing as many lives as I can, especially the interns, especially the celebrity assistants and executive assistants. They need a voice. And so I believe that this book can give them a voice and have them have a place to say, I've been through that. I want to be able to speak and, come on his podcast called No Damn Excuse Podcast. I need people to know that if assistants aren't around in the industry, a whole industry can crash.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we need to understand that assistants, when you walk into a room, you have to be confident and get your job done, but also figure out ways to stand out from the crowd, because assistants lose a lot, in this industry, because they feel that we have to put the priority of the client first. It doesn't mean that we have to stand in front of the screen and say, hey, I'm the celebrity assistant, I'm the executive assistant. No, you do it more so based off your work ethic. Your work ethic will get you in front of people and help you stand out from the crowd.
Yeah, that makes sense. And sadly, from other people I've talked to, I've heard that being a celebrity assistant is kind of difficult and challenging and not as much appreciated as it really should be.
Yeah. Imagine being an assistant for like a millionaire. A million, and imagine that, that's, a very tough job, because they don't have no one to tell them no. And that's another thing that I wanted to, speak about is,
Yeah.
the yes men in the industry. We have a lot of those people in our industry, and those are the people that are detrimental to the industry because they are continuously, pushing a client forward. Say, for example, Kanye West, when he announced that he was about to run for president, who is his publicist? Who is his manager? Who is around him?
Yeah.
Why aren't they having him under control? Right? Those are called yes men. And then you get a product of like a Kanye West, and he goes out there and, go rant, running his mouth and ranting and everything. That's a reflection of the team. And so those are yes men, And so I just believe, like, if you really want to stand out from the crowd, you need to not be a yes man to your client.
I agree 100%.
And yes men are always the first person to get cut.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so crazy to think that too. And even like with friendships and relationships, I feel like you need to have a voice and not be the yes person. And you need to hold your friends accountable, business partners accountable for what they're doing.
And don't you believe, like, if you don't speak up, somebody else will do it for you and run over you, right? Closed mouths don't get fed.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a really good point.
So you have to speak up and say something and protect what you're building for that client. That's what we did with Rotimi for many years. We molded him, we helped him, we protected him, we did all of that stuff for him, so he is able to succeed and be successful and go after his goals.
Wow, that's so incredible. Yeah, it's so nice to have that kind of backbone behind you. How do you know who to trust and not trust? That seems like kind of a challenge.
So you'll read a lot about that in my book about figure. It's all about chess, right? I do a lot. I'm a chess player. It's all about chess. You're never gonna know who's for you or who's against you. You have to just go off based off people's actions and listen to every single word that a person says, right? Pay attention, be intentional with everything that's going on around you. For one example, we were having a private conversation at an event. There was a lot of people in New York City, and so everybody's close and everybody's talking. It's just three of us, and we're just talking, having a conversation about someone. And then I was still paying attention, but far from across from the room, a person was seeing us have a good time, because people gravitate to people who are having a good time. You smile, you laugh. That's another tactic that we did. We may not have been talking about anything, but if we're smiling, having a good time and drinking and stuff and everything, and we're lit, people are going to gravitate towards that. So I see that everywhere I go. And so another person came, and so I said, "Oh, let's change it." And then I changed the subject. We just change it off, drop of a dime, and we just start talking about something else. And they already know what it is. That's how you communicate. That's how you have to be intentional and be in tune with your team.
I love that so much. Oh my gosh, there's so much education that we're learning in this interview. It's so incredible.
Yeah, and I'm going to share it all in the book. All of my experiences, good and bad.
Yeah.
I've done things that, I made mistakes, but I don't make a lot of mistakes because it was it was instilled in me to not make one mistake. So
Wow.
if I make one mistake, I'm going to learn from that one and it's not going to happen again. I'm the type of person I learn once.
Wow. Yeah. And that's hard to do. A lot of people have a hard time, learning from their mistake and turning it into something that's going to help them and help them level up.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the full purpose of just like figuring out how to level up and, playing chess. A lot of people play checkers in this game. And you can tell who are the checker players by their decisions.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like, it's really hard to make those decisions sometimes, and just you have to stay focused, you have to be intentional, and you really have to think of the game plan and, level up with your career.
Mhm. And always put your career first.
Hmm.
I'm using this interview to give a lot to the people right now. One of the experiences that I did to stand out from the crowd is I moved from, Metuchen, New Jersey to Brooklyn. I moved into a place that was foreclosed, a house that was going into foreclosure with a roommate with one of my friends. And we said, yo, we're going to go move into this place and we're going to figure it out. And they didn't have any electric. So we talked to the people downstairs to see how we could like move in. So we started paying the person who was paying the person upstairs. We started paying them. And we moved into that place and got the electric on, and I started living in Brooklyn in 2013. I needed to find a way to stand out. I quit my job. I didn't have a job going into Brooklyn, right? I'm a hustler. I figured things out. And just because it was in foreclosure, that doesn't mean it was gonna stop me. I had to take a risk, and I didn't tell anybody about it until now.
Wow, that's so exciting. Such a great story. Thank you for sharing it. Yeah, and it's like you said, taking that risk and, sometimes not telling everything to everyone. I feel like sometimes you have to be careful. I'm a little cautious with things that I say. I used to be an open book, and I've caught myself and realized maybe I shouldn't be quite an open book because sometimes some people don't always wish the best for you.
That's what I had to realize recently. I'm a type of person is I like to share my journey. I like to share everything that I'm doing because I have people who've been following me on social media since like 2011, 2010, 2008. And these people are now seeing where I'm at now. And they're like, yo, Darius, you're amazing. Like I've seen every phase, that you've been in. I've seen you working with, Rotimi from 2011 to now, like I've seen the work. And so I was intentional with everything that I did.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's so much love for you. So many people are so proud of you, for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a different experience, especially being, the number two, being behind the scenes. We're not supposed to be seen, but seen at the same time. And so that was something that I just embraced. I embraced that. And so everything that I've learned now is just coming out now. It's coming out. It's just
I
going
love it.
it's gonna hit everybody. It's like it's so much, and I have to figure out how to, share everything and what platform and what space I want to share all this information.
Yeah, yeah, that's so exciting. Is there anyone that you want to do a special shout out to?
So special shout out. Shout out to my editor. That's one of the closest people to me. My editors, so much, and so for her to take 2 years out of her life to dedicate to helping me, create a book. Was one of the best experiences that I could ask for. Shout out to my barber as well. My barber, those two people have been with me since 2017.
Oh,
And
wow.
so, one of the things that I've always preached about, is teamwork and putting around people who are authentic and who are real, not yes men, not people who aren't going to challenge me, they're going to make me better. And so, one of the things that I'm going to do and I'm actively doing it is putting women in positions on my team to win. I want them to win. I want everyone to win. And so that's what I did with my book and everything that I'm doing currently with my career.
Wow, that's so exciting. I love it so much. And I love that you're really, wanting to help people go to the next level and everyone rises up.
Yeah.
Everyone stands out.
I'm doing the opposite of what I experienced.
Yeah.
Everything that I've went through from in the past, in terms of bad experiences, I'm doing the opposite. I'm going to make sure that my people are paid. I'm going to make sure that people can get from point A to point B. I'm not going to talk behind people's backs. What is that doing for me? If I have something to say, I can have a conversation with you man to man if that's what you want to have. But if we're not going to have that, then we have to continue to move forward.
Yeah. I love that. Such great energy and such love that you're sharing. And I have so much respect for it. I love that you're not becoming just another person who is, bringing others down and trying to dim others and trying to not help others stand out.
Yeah, and you see it all the time, especially with people who are in my position, people who get done dirty, who get backstabbed. You see these people out there right now. Currently, you have, Meg Thee Stallion. She's currently in the news right now, because of her best friend, and her best friend is going out there, on social media and just, running the mouth, right? Running the mouth. But
Yeah.
she could be taking that to the bank. Everything that you have, that you were her best friend. Why don't you go take that to the bank?
Yeah.
She's not taking it to the bank. She's just giving it all out. And people assume that if you move with that, and they're going to give everybody everything that they want. But you're only going to be a news story for, like, say 2-3 weeks, 4 weeks, and
Yeah.
then you're forgotten. And then people just know you for being that person's best friend. And
Yeah.
what else are you doing? Are you doing
Yeah.
anything else? So
That's so true.
these people, you have to be intentional with when you're trying to be successful.
I love that so much. Yeah, being intentional. And, I've even been talked to regarding my show and trying to do something more juicy, try to get more gossip, try to get more of the dirty side of stuff. And I don't want to do that. I'm doing the opposite. I'm doing, wanting to inspire others and give words of wisdom and make a difference in this world and, stand out and make my own path.
So, a question for you: what does gossiping do for, say, a journalist? What does gossiping do for, like, say, for example, somebody on, say, a major, gossip site? What does that do for them?
Nothing. I feel like it feeds the instant need for people to have drama. But I feel like the end result, it really does nothing positive or contributes anything.
Exactly. And so that's, and I was making this last year, and I'll be truthful here.
Uh-huh.
Last year when I was about to release my book, I didn't have a company. I didn't start a company. I didn't have t-shirts to sell. I didn't have wristbands to sell. I didn't hire a publicist. I didn't get an investor, right? These are all the things that I said, you know what? This is not the time. And God let me know that it wasn't the time, because he walks with me every single day. And so I did not release the book because it wasn't ready. Now it's ready. I have everything in line. I've become a chess player in this year because I've had time to just think through everything and figure things out and just calm down. I don't have to, I have so much that I can share. I can take this as long as I want to because I have so much knowledge. I don't have to just throw it all at once in 1 month, in 2 months.
Yeah.
It's going to be a whole process.
I love that. I love that so much. Trust the faith and trust the process and breathe. Just let it happen when it's meant to, and God will steer you in the right direction.
Yeah, he won't take you the wrong directions. But if you worry,
Yeah.
you're telling God, I saw this, if you worry, you're telling God, I'm going to take the lead.
Yeah.
You're telling him, I'm going to take the lead and I'm going to figure it out. But if you say, hey, no, I need God, he's walking with me, God is going to go before you and he's going to help you figure it out.
Yeah. Oh, I love that so much. That's so true. It's so beautiful to hear. I love it. Was there anything else that you wanted to tell the viewers?
Just stay intentional. That's the overall message. Stay intentional, and then that will help you stand out from the crowd. If you really want to be a chess player, learn how to play chess first. Understand the pieces that are on your board and know which pieces are pawns, know which pieces are rooks, and know how to use these pieces, and understand that pawns can also become, knights, rooks, bishops. They can become all of those things. Just figure it out and don't give up.
I love it. Yes. Don't give up, for sure. What is it that you want to be remembered for?
Wow. There's a lot of things, but one of the things that I want to be remembered for is helping people. Known for helping people and giving them the tools to be able to push forward. And so those are one of the things that I want people to know is just like push forward and just stay intentional. And I think that will get you through.
Yes, that's so true. So beautiful. And you have so much love. And it has been such an honor to have you here and so much fun. And you've given so many words of advice. I'm so excited for your book. I will be patiently waiting.
Oh yeah, stay patient, and even the people who are unraveling because I'm, about to release his book.
Yeah.
Calm down. Be patient. The process
Mhm.
is gonna play itself out. And I'm excited. This book is my career story. And it's all great stories. I believe that it's gonna help, especially my interns. The interns who in the college students, because the college students are gonna come into an industry that has changed. And so when they come into this game, they're gonna read what I went through, but then they're gonna go into this new industry with a book
Yeah.
called No Damn Excuse, and they're gonna pull it out and they're gonna say, "What you reading?" I'm reading No Damn Excuse. I'm learning how to take risks. I'm learning how to just say, if I don't have a job, I'm gonna just move and I'm gonna make it happen. And I lived in Harlem and I lived in Brooklyn and I made it happen. So I stood out from the crowd, and no excuses create solutions.
I love it so much. Yes, no damn excuses.
Yeah, stay intentional. That's the whole purpose. Is stay intentional, stay focused, have a good time while you're doing it, and embrace the process. Even when it's hard, even when things are just going at you, and just it's just crazy. It's like, why is this happening? First of all, you don't ever question the process. Just go along with the process and figure it out.
I love it so much. Yes, go with the process and figure it out. It has been such a pleasure and such an honor. And thank you so much for illuminating the world with your presence. You have just been such a huge inspiration. And I am so excited for everything that's happening for you.
I really appreciate that, and we'll have to do it again when I release the book. You'll be one of the first people that I give an interview to.
Yay! So excited.
Does
Awesome.
it for me. And also remember this, I can't just leave the people out. Also matter at what level a person is at to talk to somebody. That's a human interaction. And just because someone's not at the level of, like, say, Essence Magazine or Vibe Magazine or all these major sites, talk to the person who is, coming up and who has that hustle and has that grind like yourself, because you're going to be somebody that's going to blow up, right? And we've had conversations. And so you're going to take off. And so I'm having a conversation with you now because I see it in you. I see that you have everything, that all the tools, the necessary, to be successful. The emails that you did, I did all of that stuff. Everything that you're doing, I did that for my client.
Wow. Oh, I'm so touched. I'm going to cry. Thank you. I love it. Yes, we will definitely have another conversation any day.
Yeah. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. It has been such a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you guys for tuning in. It has been such a pleasure. Thank you for watching Elegant Conversation with Jacqueline Valdez, illuminating the world one voice at a time. Thank you guys.